good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. We want to welcome you into Season 7 between Perfectly Unadulterated Gaming Squad Pugs versus Don't Forget to Track Us, represented by Daaanty on Pugs and Flipheal for Don't Forget to Track Us. I'm joined today by Furious Pence on comms and Drakshana on tracking to keep us honest. What do you have?
I'm excited. This is going to be a great week 2 matchup between these two teams. BossHunt, so I mean, can't get any more exciting than that for a week 2. For those that aren't familiar with BossHunt, each boss is going to have a Triforce piece, and the pendants and crystals are going to actually be shuffled into the item pool. So all of our runners are going to go for 10 out of 12 Triforce pieces that are currently in the pool. We're starting off with the fire rod there in Link's house.
Well, that's definitely going to get us off to a spicy start. And getting a 5-6 crystal on the other side. Alright, let's see what that tree pool is. 4 bombs, that's nice.
And I do just want to go back to that 5-6 crystal. So that 5-6 crystal being in the pool is really important. Again, just for those that don't know, that just means that the runners need to get those 5-6 crystals and they can go straight to Pyramid Fairy once they collect both.
Alright, and we're syncing up the runners really quick here, so there we go, back synced up. But outside of the 5-6 crystal, none of the other crystals are really going to matter, the 5-6, because it's going to unlock the Pyramid Fairy for us, so we'll definitely... Ooh, glove.
A nice thing to find going into Kakariko.
Alright. Ooh, Bushcraft giving us some magic.
They actually decided to follow up into Hyrule Castle.
Ooh, flippers. Bombs.
Flipheal with the more traditional start.
Alright, lines. What? Shield. Well, there's that prediction coming true that you were talking about. For those of you that didn't see behind it, they were cursing to never pick up any shields, so they probably just doomed themselves to get all 3 of them, and obviously there's the one that's popped, and we picked up a bottle.
Unfortunately, nothing paying off there in Hyrule Castle.
Well, we have Zora money and bottle vendor money. But if we get the bottle vendor, we'll drop below Zora money.
I do like this early route diversion between the two. We get to see a nice, complete Sphere 0 and Sphere 1 with the runners.
Agreed. It gives us a lot of information that we sometimes get bunched up on, but like you said, we're getting a good spread. All Alright, almost back into Zora money.
This much money, the flippers and the glove early. I definitely think Zora's probably a location that it's going to find a lot of progression.
Agreed. And back in Zora money. So, shouldn't be too long before we go and visit our scamfish and see what's in his neighborhood. Oh, that's not normal. You see that one cross over like that. Flute.
Ooh.
Moon Pearl. Ooh. Alright, we're not going to... Did not see what was on library. Did you?
Unfortunately not. I do think Daaanty is just slightly behind having done an escape, but I mean, with that flute a little bit early going into Kakariko is going to save a little bit of time to get back over to Ice Shard Cave.
Agreed, and then also being able to start right over at the witch's hut for the Zora air, or just doing the teleportation. And the library was other 5-6. Thank you, Tracker, for getting that for us.
Unfortunately, nothing in the back of Escape, so we have at least seen everything but Dark Cross there.
Are we gonna go over to Agina, or are we gonna do Moldworm?
I feel like you're probably going to go to Moldworm, because between Moldworm and Ice Shard Cave, you already have the flippers to then just go from there to do all your water checks.
Fair. I'll take that. Alright. Okay, so we're gonna be rocking out with our fire rod for a while, or are we gonna find something else here soon?
I wouldn't be surprised if we stay with that fire rod for a little while longer. We are, unfortunately, still a cape or 2 swords away from Aga. Don't have lamps, so that's also, you know, a bad idea. We still have all of Eastern to go and check.
Yes, and dark rooms do require lamp or fire rod if they're able to be done with a fire rod.
Flipheal deciding to save and quit out of Mini Moldworm Cave. And also not going back to Link's house.
But we're gonna go activate.
Okay, I guess that's not the end of the world. Althar in chat is saying the same thing. Just probably a little slower to flute back to 8, but at least you have the flute.
Yeah, makes future movements easier. Gives us access to mountain. Alright, here comes Ice Rod.
You'll have to be a little bit careful with those crabs.
Yeah, I was noticing that as well. They like to bully players over there, and I think there's a running meme on one of the Pug's teammates with crabs.
Getting rewarded with that blue mail was one shot from death on the green mail from the crabs. I'm not sure what the advantage is here to go to Saha. 1 check versus probably 3 checks going to Ice Rod Cave and coming down.
Regina, but yeah.
I apologize.
You're good. It happens a lot. I did it the other day. Blue goo. And $20 for Friend Under the Bridge. Okay, Lake Hylia is Bombos. Could be worth coming back for. Piece of Heart. Ooh, mitts already. There's our Dark World access.
Yeah, that's something huge to find 11 minutes in.
Shovel. Get our fetch quest on. Alright, Zora, what are you doing? Major scam. Alright, so the mitts and the shovel are going to be what were the neighborhood winners, I would say. There's the mitts for there. Let's go see what we can find over here hidden in the earth. $20. Not worth the dig. Alright, checking these ones for just that one.
Yeah, it makes sense. Check Desert Ledge and then come back and go do Mire Shed.
Yeah.
Get the information of what the medallion's going to be. And that medallion today is going
Everybody's
to
set.
be
Ether. Oh, that didn't help out.
Just wanted to respond to the comment in chat. Mitts, flippers, and fire rod? Ice question mark? I think it's just still a little too early.
Yeah. Because you don't have the hammer or the cane to finish it, so you want to dive it for now. Alright. Powder. Daaanty hitting up dark already. Let's go. Peruvian's arrow, followed by $50. $20. Book of Medora. We can read.
Yeah, not a bad find. You have all of your required items for Lando, other than boots, probably.
Yeah. And of course, chat already calling for a ped seed.
Yeah, I just want to remind them that pendants are currently in the item pool, so it could still be a pet seed, but not a dungeon required pet seed.
Yeah, we already saw that. Saha said we'd get the green pendant out of a treasure box. Just. Mandatory big.
Ooh, unfortunate. I don't know if it was
I
intentional or
think
not.
that was. I'm thinking that was intentional. Yep, he's out. Her frog friend. And the dig game. Just the heart container today. Not gonna lie, the piano music was a nice little change of pace.
Oh, it was fantastic. It looks like we are going to go on a world tour.
Yep. We're gonna take Jeremiah with us for that world tour. Flipheal's given all this time to Daaanty here. Books and a sanctuary.
library, and then we already have the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, not really giving much uptime. Flipheal is just kind of doing a lot of the checks Daaanty's already done. So while Daaanty is progressing to newer checks, they're kind of already going over old tread water.
There's our ice rod. This is a really world tour here for this.
He was stuck behind some rocks. He could go up for a little scenic walk.
Yeah, I know. And we're getting to see Skull Woods over here. Flip side. Place to the crystal. Art container on pyramid. Alright, going for the death warp. Alright, we're taking this all the way over to Catfish. Okay, what does this fish have for us? Emma. Nice.
Be nicer with the powder on Daaanty's side.
Yeah.
Only have to do one trip that way.
Agreed. Alright, what do our breadsmiths have today? Some explosives.
Well, that's
Those
one
are
way to cook bread.
I mean, those are a little dangerous around that forge.
If it blows up, they just rebuild it.
Fair. Alright. I've definitely forgotten. Where was Powder at?
I believe it was Saha.
Gotcha.
Daaanty's been in Dark World for a while, so I don't think he's made his way over that way yet.
I think you're right on that. Other than his world is nearby. there's one of our pendants.
I unfortunately have not been keeping track of item count either. I know in the front we got the big key, then the map and the small key. I forget if we got the compass or not.
Okay, big chest. What is hidden here today? Is it useful? No. That means it's an item on blind before we get the Triforce piece.
Flipheal also opting not to go and do the world tour with the frog. Instead just decides to go down Hype Cave.
Here we go, able to stay on. And finish it off with a burner for our first blood on Daaanty's side. Okay, looks like Flip's going to take us here in the pod. This is interesting, especially since they don't have their... hard container. Ugh. Odd giving us our mandatory keys. Ooh, there's our second pendant.
I like this play on Daaanty's side.
Yeah, we can do the entire thing as long as it's not boots locked. Alright, doing a mimic glitch.
Fortunately,
Alright, and
desert.
yep. Pod not doing a whole lot yet, just giving us the keys to unlock the back half.
Daaanty gonna give us our first look at the mountain.
Pod being really stingy in the front. Half magic. Not needed, but always helpful.
Yeah, nice to have when you have both the rods this early on in the scene.
Yeah, that's one of your main weapons. I agree.
Just need a sword and we can go do Skull Woods.
Question is, where is that sword going to pop up from? Alright, Spike Cave.
Another perfect example as to why that half magic's gonna come in handy here. He skipped a couple, but Daaanty just cannot escape the love tonight.
Odds were really.
Unfortunately, you did cut out there, but yeah, Pod's really not showing much of anything here.
Alright, Saha and the powder pickup. Just bombs. I mean, we have the hammer. We could dip into pod. That would make sense. Or, I mean, ice. Go ahead.
I was just about to say, the ice place is not looking that silly right about now. Still haven't touched
everything.
yet.
Everything we've gotten, yeah, it makes a lot of sense going towards ice. But this has been on this map for a while. Bottle number 3. I think we're gonna go do Skull Woods here.
Flip on the way to go grab his hammer.
Probably gonna feel bad after dipping pod and finding their hammer over here.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the times where you might start feeling that you're behind off of a play. It's still early, so it's probably not going to be, you know, rushing them to a decision, but I know if I was in that position, I wouldn't be feeling the greatest over it.
And so
Good awareness of Daaanty to not save and quit there.
yeah, because realizing that they can go ahead and finish this dungeon out now that they picked up a sword. Poaching the key, making it easier in the back. Right, let's go Mothula hammer style. And Mothula down for number 2 for Daaanty, keeping that blood dripping, while I believe Flip's gonna go finish Thieves Town over here. Guessing that there's nothing in the big chest since we noped out of there. Right, here's that ice call that you were suggesting.
Yeah, I still like that Daaanty found that sword a little earlier. I still think ice might have been a better play before Skull, but now that we're here, I still think there's a higher chance of us finding something useful.
Alright, and there goes blind for Triforce piece number 1 for Flipheal. Ten Gators being a little rude there.
feel like I should just say settle down, chat.
Yeah.
It's all fun in there, but just settle down, chat.
Mashing pin gators today.
I do agree with chat. Daaanty's bomb count might just be an issue.
Ooh, boots.
Gotta go fast.
Convenient heart piece.
I think his teammates gave him plot armor.
Fair. There's our bomb. Big key at icebreaker. And more bombs conveniently. Alright, Flip's joining us here. That's gonna be able to hit the things a little bit No, never mind. Didn't get the big key until later, so I'll take that back. I think we have 2 blues because we picked one up.
We have a fairy and a blue and an empty bottle.
I thought Daaanty went and bought a blue.
I think he bought magic. But I might be wrong.
Okay.
Either way,
Okay,
very nice fight.
Yeah, and confirmed in chat that he did buy a blue. But yep, third pin. Sorry, he's down.
Those boots do open up desert, so desert's probably on the docket somewhere.
That's true.
Also bomb rocks, which I'm assuming Daanty's going to now.
You can also do King's Town. I get why flips and ice, but it's probably going to hurt a bit not having the sword from Skull.
Yeah, having that resource management of bombs, at least Flip will be able to do a little bit more bomb jumps.
Alright, we're going to go do desert now. If I'd have to say team ahead right now would be Pugs, just by the way things have been laying down on Daanty's pathing.
Yeah, it started off a little rocky there, not doing Kakariko first, but so far it doesn't look like Daanty's made many errors in their routing. Just want to also reiterate, because I'm seeing it again in chat, we don't know anything about Ped, being that, you know, crystals and pendants aren't a thing as a dungeon reward. Neither runner is also going over to check, because obviously they don't have the mirror.
French vanilla, big key. I think that berry just popped them off of there on the bomb jump. Oof. We're out of. So are we gonna do a cover? And we get the hover. Nice. there. Great board for Daaanty. Curious of where Daanty's going to go next. East, I would guess.
I'd like to see him go up the mountain and hover the gap, but yeah, you're mostly most likely right, going to Eastern.
Ooh, 5/6 crystal. Gotcha. Okay, let's go do Pyramid Fairy, I'm guessing. There's no point in doing Swamp right now. And there's the second dungeon down for Flipheal. I could Triforce as well. Pyramid Fairy, and I do believe Pyramid Check, because we haven't seen this yet.
We did on the World Tour before going Catfish.
Okay, that's right, I forgot.
I don't remember what was there, but I know that
I think it was a heart piece, maybe. Bookshot, now Swamp House makes sense.
This man can't do any wrong.
Except we don't have the mirror to do the dungeon, but now we've got right side, Dark Death Mountain and whatnot.
Oh, there goes hovering.
Yeah. But we can knock out East Death Mountain and then go do Dark Death Mountain as well. So a lot of things coming quick and fast for our tracker, Duroc.
I do just want to take this time just to say, go follow both these runners. Go follow their teammates. It's only week 2 of League, so we've got a lot of excellent races coming up for both these runners as well as their teammates. So just go give both of them a follow. Go give my co-commentator what's up to follow, and go give our tracker a follow as well.
Hey. Okay, bumper ledge is in play.
That was just showing off.
I mean, I thought that was standard. Like, you had to do that to be accepted onto the Pugs team.
Rule number 1 of being a pug: if there's a gap, you must hover it.
Yeah, including Turtle Rock. Art piece. Alright, and the wrap upstairs. go. Just a crystal. This mode, but ooh, that does mean something. Feels like the music you would hear during like a black and white villain scene.
I was thinking the same thing during Big Game. My first thought was, why are we in the 50s? Or the 30s?
Alright, and there is our fifth one for Daaanty.
Almost 57 minutes in, we're still when we touch Eastern. Makes sense with no bow, but a little surprising.
Piece of heart and connected, so a refill there. Pop out down here, go to Dark World and start clearing this out. Also see what maybe Turtle Rock is. Not that we found any of the medallions yet. Though I had someone say the other day that Turtle Rock is pretty much dead in this mode.
I don't know. We had a very interesting race last night that had Turtle Rock as one of the final dungeons.
But, ooh, bow. And sword. Okay, now we're gonna find whatever medallions needed in Hookshot Cave. Just the way it's gonna work. Alright, there is the third one down for Flipheal.
Who, to his credit, is also still swordless.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing. Well, I guess we're not finding it there. But we do have GT wide open here. Momentary indecision, which way to go. Ether. We can get into Mire now. And there's our third pendant piece, so we can do the pendant now. Number 20. So you can get 2 here. And then Myers a third. We can do Swamp Palace, so...
No, we can't. No mirror.
Oh, yep, you're right. Keep forgetting about that.
Eastern Pod, Meyer, and the 2 in here. That's your other 5. So yeah, we're just put Big Key away from go mode. Lamp and Big Key away from logical go mode, but I'm sure neither one of these runners really need a lamp.
I have a feeling we're going to find that in Eastern.
Do you even check anything in Eastern mode? If you know you can do it?
I think
No,
you need
let's
Big
do-
Key.
Oh, yeah. At that point, I'm not even thinking about keys. I'm just go, 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 go.
Yeah, fair.
Too many key modes. It's also not out of the realm to, you know, look for another sword, look for silvers, but if you don't find them,
Yeah. Mirror. Okay, Swamp's on the table. Alright, here's another Triforce piece and 2 items. Nothing of interest. Alright, are we gonna do tile room?
the answer is no. That bringing up a good point. Now having that mirror, there's no reason for you to climb.
That's true. Interesting. There's the big key. Okay, we're climbing. Okay, so we've got an ether. If that gives us turtle rock access, so we're doing that while we're up here as well. Wait, never mind. We're not going to be near up on the mountain when we're done with this. Well, maybe.
Beats Tiger 2.
Yeah.
If you didn't find the mirror here, probably would do Tiger 2, but with it,
I don't
just
see
feel like
it
the turtle rock
happening.
would be too slow.
I'm curious if he was going to refill health there or not.
Flip on the way to go get the bow and also his first sword. Going I might find medallion requirement through Flipheal side.
Hour and 5, Flip gets his sword. Silvers. And a heart refill, that's nice. Well, we're making phase 4 easy now. We find a sword to make everything else go a little bit quicker as well. As we go grab this and save and quit. Saw the meter pop up. I was wondering if we were going to.
Daaanty probably going into pod and then mirroring the eastern from here.
This looks like swamp. Maybe a Bombos check. I'm doubting it. Oh, I know we're not doing left side swamp. Alright, we're just go moding this. I like it. Wagging that. Well, after Flip's done with GT, I'm sure you can get over to Skull Woods to get his sword eventually.
Yeah, now that you have that sword, Skullwoods on flip side makes a little bit more sense.
Mm-hmm. And Argus down for our 6th dungeon. There's the shield percentage.
Only took an hour and 11 minutes.
But they were forced to pick them all up.
Yup.
Alright, Pod Eastern gonna get knocked out for 9 and 10. And
Oh,
interesting. That's a third sword in GT.
that's not going to feel good later.
Depending on where this 4th one is, yeah.
And given the time commitment to probably grab that other sword in Skull Woods, we might not even see Flipheal grab it.
And shortcut incoming. Mile Flip's just gonna go right to the back since they've already cleared everything out. But that means them getting that sword, they're not getting silvers. And there goes Humasaur for Flip's 5th dungeon and 6th Triforce piece. Alright, what does Eastern actually have? Daanty's just saying, nope, I'm going to the back and done. something of interest popping in Eastern, though I have a feeling that the lamp is here. Mushroom. I mean, that could be tough, but we're not going to check it. And there's almost sword down for Daaanty with their 7th dungeon, 9th.
Meanwhile, on Flipheal's side, there goes his 7th piece, but 6th dungeon.
Yep, so there's something in the big key chest in Eastern, but we're not going to figure out what it is. Could be our lamp, but I'm not finding out today.
Flipheal unfortunately skipping by that sword again, going straight to Mothula.
Yep. So it looks like we're not gonna have a tempered on their side for now.
Just to answer the question in chat, yes, he never climbed, so he didn't get the piece from Moldorm 2.
Or the silvers from just before. Alright, here's gonna be the 8th dungeon and 10th piece here shortly. Gonna be rather quick with the silvers. There we go. Off to kill a pig we go. Okay, here we go to run to the pyramid. Looks like we're getting a celebration from some of the Pug members in chat. Spinning to win there, and all right, phase 3. Here we go. Phase 4, don't blink, you'll miss it. Alright, there we go. Get your GGs in chat for Daaanty of Perfect Unadulterated Gaming Squad Pugs. And with that, we have Daaanty finishing with a 122.50 official.
Very nice run.
And with that, we have Flipheal conceding the match.
And with that, we are joined by the winner, Daaanty. GG's.
Yo, thanks, guys.
How about that routing? Just everything you decided to do just laid perfectly for you.
Well, honestly, early game felt pretty good. I really got frazzled in ice. I when I went there, I was like, man, we could have cleared this a bit ago. And then when I got boots there, I kind of just thought, okay, well, I'm probably behind, and that's kind of how my brain was working the rest of the seed. And then when I pulled Ether in GT, I instantly went, oh crap, I haven't done Mire area. Like, is Ether go mode? Like, could I leave? Because, you know, TR was also available, I guess, and I didn't check the medallion for that. So I'm like, well, that's potentially a go mode thing. And then I guess because I haven't done the math on this a lot, it was a lot of thinking of like, is it worth going to get this big key wherever this is? Or is it worth maybe doing TR if it's available? Oh man, it was just a whole lot of like, usually a lot of this type of, in this game, it's like a lot of the early game, you're thinking pretty hard. And then this one at the end, it was just like, I don't know what to do.
Understand it. We are joined at this time with Flipheal. GG's.
Yo, good game.
Yeah, GG's, Flip.
So it looked like the biggest.
Yeah, that was
differential.
just rough. Yeah, I don't know. Basically, it did almost everything. I didn't do the back of Skullwoods, and I didn't do Eastern and Purple Chest, and then I finally did Ice. First sword and bow at like the hour mark or something. I don't know, wherever Super Bunny Cave was.
105.
Did you skip Skullwoods?
I skipped the back. Yeah, I don't know. Was it?
Oh, the vanilla big key chest was the sword. I figured I was
no.
late to that.
Yep. No, I tried cutting some corners. I'm like, I don't want to go back there without a sword. I already had the fire rod.
Oh no.
Yeah, I never actually got that sword.
Found
Wait.
the sword and the big key chest of GT.
Oh, well, that's what I get. I thought about going back for that after I got the key on right side and was like, nah, that can't hurt us. Like, it's too much of a time. I guess it could have though.
But at the same time, he decided not to climb, so he did not get the silvers that you did at the top.
Oh, and the silvers are up there? Wow, great. Yeah, I didn't know what to do there. I was like, yeah, I was in go mode. I was like, Myers probably faster unless the big key is vanilla, and of course it was vanilla. So, ugh.
Oh God. Yeah, I was like right before you got in here. I was saying like at the end, I had not gone to Meyer area, and when I pulled Ether, I kind of had like this oh crap moment because I didn't know, like maybe I'm in go mode. I was like, I really wish that was a mirror first, and then I know I'd be in go mode. But luckily mirror was like I think like Bob's chest or something, so that kind of worked out. But I assume based off looking at SG, yeah, okay, it is Ether for. Dang, that really could have been bad.
Yeah, that explains a lot though, because yeah, if you have a sword, Ice Palace doesn't look terrible.
Yeah, so I'm gathering from what you said you did pod, but not Eastern before Ice.
Yeah, with flippers, I tend to push the pod instead of doing like Smith Chain or anything. So yeah, after Hype Cape, I went straight to pod, Pyramid Catfish. So I had the hammer at an okay time, I guess. But yeah, dip pod for nothing, and then.
Gotcha. Yeah, my early Dark World, I felt kind of bad going into Thieves and then like Death Warping. I was like, I played it like it was a keys mode, and I'm like, that's not right, because I didn't have a hammer or a sword, and then I grabbed Smith and I just did the full loop. I skipped over pod because I didn't want to lose the Smith and went to Catfish. I got hammer in my first loop through the Dark World, and then I took that, went to Thieves, and then finished up like hammer pegs, purple chest, which led to green pendant. And I think I literally have, I'm missing one dungeon prize. I saw it. I mean, I just didn't pick it up. It was literally beside Swamp. So, we could have just done a crystals match, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I don't feel too bad, all things considered, with that sword being there. It's just, just a gamble I took. I was like, surely I'll find a sword and can do this later. So I was like halfway through Mire, so I was like probably like, well, maybe 6-7 minutes out. Master Sword Solos, who knows?
Yeah, I really didn't know kind of what to expect. Flip's been playing the game a lot, and he's been getting like really like scary good execution wise. So it's like I didn't have any. I was mega tilted in Ice, and after like my execution just took a complete nosedive in Ice, especially after like panicking that I had one bomb to do the bomb jump, and then getting it, and then almost falling and being like, no, we're just gonna stay in this corner for like an hour to let that fire bar go by. And then,
so
luckily,
sorry to interrupt, but I actually had a really similar terrible experience because I didn't have the sword, and then I went in with 6, and I got that bomb jump, and I'm at the end, and I get the boots, and then I go to full clear, and like the right side one, for some reason I couldn't set it up, so I actually lost both bombs, but I actually nailed the hover even though the bar was in the way. I was like, all right.
Oh, you too? Mine,
yes.
I had 2 of them like at the door, and I'm like, bro, please get out of the way. And eventually they gave me just enough room where I could like almost get to the bottom and like turn to go in, like a reverse style pod hover or something. And then like I got in, I'm like, please just don't grab the wall and fall. But Baris did not cooperate today.
Yeah, I fire outed most of them, but the one guy just wouldn't move. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm gonna go for this. That was fun, at least.
How about that hammer on the catfish?
Yeah, crazy when Catfish has something. It makes me want to like ping Jim and tell him, hey, Catfish guy, there's progression on Catfish today.
Yeah, it was kind of gross, but like with the options that we had, I don't know. I don't see anyone getting it too late, especially where the mirror and hookshot were.
Yeah, they were in like absolute trash places. I honestly, when did I do this? I got rid of the ferry in Thieves Town, and when that shortly after Boots, I was like, dude, I really wish I hadn't got rid of that ferry. Where's a bug net? I was gonna just try to like sequence break right side, because I genuinely thought I was behind. So I was like, if I do that, there's more items and I can get into GT, and maybe something's in GT besides Triforce pieces. But
yeah, it's funny too. The ferry, I vaguely consider. I was like, would Daaanty do that? I'm like, there's no way he could keep the ferry that long. If he did, power to him. But yeah, this seed, yeah, right. Good luck.
Oh man, I also probably get the award for the absolute worst way to route pod that you possibly can. So that was fun. I went in shooter mid to right side with the hover, and then went in mirrored and miscounted and jumped down to Stalfos, and was like, oh, there could be a key upstairs if this is a small key. And so I had to do vanilla big key chest after that, and I was like, well, I'm giving up way too much time on flip.
You actually probably didn't lose that much time because, well, A, I didn't have the mirror, and then B, I forgot to actually whittle down my health in the bow lock side, so I had to go back for the spikes, and then it was kind of a train wreck. I got kind of low health, but yeah, it took a while to actually death warp because I was low bombs, and you know how your dongos don't want to cooperate sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, GG, dude. Like I said, really didn't know how this race was going to go. This was on the lower end of, this outcome was on the lower end of kind of what I was thinking, but you know, I'll get to sit back and watch Werf and Iker duke it out, and if we can get away with a 1-1 this week, that'll be spicy too.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping for too. I felt kind of confident, but not like super confident. I was like, I don't really know. This mode's, you know, non-keys definitely isn't my strong point, and you know, you're a pretty good runner. You know, you won a tournament, or I think it was the first time we've ever raced, right?
I think so, directly. I mean, we've probably been in like group races together before, but I mean, that doesn't really count, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun to race you one-on-one at least. So.
Oh yeah, a pleasure, dude. Always love awesome people like you in the community.
Likewise. And then I don't know. Other than that, I'll just say, you know, thanks for the comms, restreams, tracking. It's always fun. And then looking forward to the next game.
So I did just want to ask about the flute. So that was one of the things that kind of separated you guys early. Was Daaanty, you finding that flute probably within like the first 15 minutes, and Flip probably getting there about 20 minutes in. It just kind of created a little separation just based off routing. Was there any particular thoughts, Daaanty, when you found that?
Cool. This worked out today. I was kind of, I did the front of escape, got nothing with the bombs and the fire rod from the tree pull or whatever, and then I was like, I've got enough bombs and some magic, I guess, so we could let's just do dam into mini Moldorm. And I was like, and if I get like, you know, some money, I'll go ahead and do Ice Ride Cave or something. And then Flute showed up or whatever, and I was like, all right, cool. That works today. It never really feels good doing that. I watch people do it and I cringe every time I see it. And I was cringing the whole way down there, but today was a good day for that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I just did Kakariko and then South Shore. I don't know, it's nice, but yeah, Kakariko was actually just utterly empty. It's pretty silly.
A couple people almost convinced me to not Uncle Route and go to Sank and start at Sank, and I was like, no, I'm just gonna do what I normally do. This is basically open, and we'll just do Uncle Route and hope for the best.
I care pointing out that you did his route.
I have nothing against Uncle. I used to love Uncle. I'm more of a Sank router now, but still have a soft spot in my heart for it. Love that start.
All right, well, we know what Iker's going to do on Saturday then. So, Werf, I hope you're taking notes, bud. But yeah, thanks. Like Flip said, thanks for the comms and tracking and helping get this restream going tonight. Really appreciate you guys.
everyone, make sure you go ahead and give both of these runners a follow along with the rest of their teammates, because they will be doing some more runs through the rest of this co-op or single. We do have some things on the schedule tonight. We have the long shots versus blackjacks and hook shots, Tyler Salt and the Rabid Wombat. So in a little over an hour. Then on the invitational, we have TT Chaos and Frosh. That'd be it all for me here with us for this randomizer. Furious, go ahead and take us out.
All right. Lovely time tonight. And as you said, there are other races going on, or at least coming up soon. So have a great night, guys.